Hey everybody, welcome. This is Dr. Mark coming to you this time from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Last time I came to you, I was in Querétaro, Mexico, where I had a really relaxing time and it was extremely productive. Carlos and I shot some great videos, did some strategic planning well into 2019. We can't wait to share with you what we've got planned in the coming months. So we might have a visitor coming in for a moment tonight. My kitty cat Lola is sitting here. I was trying to do the meditation for 10 minutes, or I did a meditation for 10 minutes, but she was constantly jumping on me and licking me, and I guess she missed me. So I'm back from a couple of weeks in Mexico and ready to go back here in New Mexico. So as a quick reminder as we get started, if you haven't already signed up for the free month of coaching December giveaway that we have going on right now, go ahead and do it. Before you forget, it's on the left-hand tab, I believe it is, on Facebook. It says giveaway, enter now. Click on that tab, put your first name and your email address in, and we'll get you entered in the contest. We'll be taking entries until December 31st for the December giveaway, and on January 9th in the Facebook Live, as well as by email if you're not watching live, we'll announce the winner. And we're super excited to be giving this away. It's a $522 package, 4 sessions. Use them as you wish, every week, every couple weeks, whatever works best for you and your process. And we'll get you going on some good coaching, and it's a great way to start the new year. So go ahead and enter your email address. Going forward, we're going to be giving away a different something each month. We haven't decided what they are yet, but we'll be announcing those, running the contest for a month, giving it out at the end of the month. And each time, though, you will need to re-enter. You'll enter your email address and your name, but don't worry, you're not going to get duplicate emails from us. Our technology can kind of figure that out. But so go ahead and do that either here on Facebook or over on drmarkacuri.com. So tonight, I want to talk about a topic that can be a little bit tricky when I'm coaching my clients, and inevitably it comes up because as people make changes, things in their life, including other people, begin to change. So what I'm calling this talk tonight, as you can see on the upper left-hand part of the screen, people are not here to meet your needs, but they will give you what you need. So it's a little bit of a corny play on the Rolling Stones. We don't always get what we want, but we get what we need, or sometimes we get what we need. So people are not here to meet your needs, but they will give you what you need. So for sure, you have people in your life, and over time, you've met them in various ways and in various kinds of relationships, friendships, partnerships, work relationships, any number of other kinds. The people came into your life at various times for various reasons, and probably for the most part, they've served you pretty well. Hopefully the relationships have been mutual. You serve them just as well as they served you, but it's a two-way street, and generally they work. But no matter what the relationship and how strong it's been, when one person, and in this case you, begins to make changes, the dynamic shifts. And I remember back in the 80s when I was doing family therapy at a place called Greenwich House in Manhattan. And we were working with couples, and these couples, by definition of being in the program, were in recovery from addictions. Either one person or both of the people in the relationship were recovering or in recovery from addictions. And what we saw was that as one or both of the couple got healthier emotionally and behaviorally, the relationships usually got really strained. And what was happening was that the relationship came together under circumstances of addictions, and addictions was kind of a third party in that relationship, and things worked. That was the contract they had with each other. They were using, or one of them was using, they came together in relationship. Whatever roles that they got into in that relationship worked out very well for them. But now that the addictions were no longer present or were diminished, that bonding in the relationship was often gone. And one or both of the couple no longer felt supported by the other or satisfied, and things got really difficult, and hence the need for some couples work in the mental health program that I was in. And now, you've been on this journey of rediscovering who you are for the past several weeks in our Facebook Lives, or maybe even longer than that if you've started your process some time ago. And you've gotten to know yourself better. And as a result of that, you've started to make some changes through the new awareness that you have of yourself. by looking at others in relation to you and how you relate to them and how you interact with each other, the demands that you place on each other. This might be, again, with family, with friends, with coworkers, or in other types of relationships. Chances are that these relationships, or at least the ones that you place the most importance on, or rely on the most in your life, have begun to feel a bit off or strained. And maybe you don't know why. At this time of the year, it's easy to kind of blame it on the stress of the holidays, but chances are it would be happening anyway. And the reason is because, just like my couples at Greenwich House in New York, the rules in your relationship have changed. Something is not the same as it was when you came together, and it's that stuff that's changed that drew you together initially. They're not there anymore. So it's like starting a relationship all over again, and some survive, frankly, and some don't. So what we come to realize is that other people are not in our lives to meet our needs, or we have to come to that realization in order to survive. Chances are that they did that. They met your needs very well when you were drawn together. But if you think about it from a psychological perspective, when we meet people, the initial attraction to that person, whether we ever look back and see that or not, is really an unconscious pairing. The most primitive part of our brain, or the unconscious part of ourselves, are drawn to them without giving it much thought at all. In fact, we're not giving it any thought. But what you were drawn to was a familiarity on an unconscious level. And they fit into a role that we felt that we needed filled at that time. But as your life has started changing, you may no longer need that, and things begin to get rocky. So if you want to read more about this, or if you want some help in relationships that you're in now, a great author who's written a series of books, his name is Harville Hendrix, Harville, and Hendrix is Hendrix. And he's written a book called Getting the Love That You Want, which is for people in a couple relationship, and keeping the love that you find, which is for individuals. Oddly enough, it sounds like it would be for couples, but they're all around this premise of the unconscious attraction that we have with other people. And once that honeymoon period is over, which is like being on drugs in a sense, where everybody's needs are getting met perfectly, once that's over and people kind of fall into their roles and changes begin to happen, things fall apart really quickly. So these books, though, are really helpful and hopeful about how to get through that and stay together as a couple. So what Harville Hendrix says, and what I believe, is that everybody handles these kinds of transitions differently. Some people get angry and they bail from the relationship right away. They get into these serial relationship situations, probably not after saying much. Things build up for a while, and then boom, the relationship ends, somebody walks out. Other people might bring the issues to the table and they work through the differences. Either they get help in coaching or in counseling, or they find a way to do it by themselves as a couple by using like Hendrix's books and others. And they find a way to work through things as things begin to change, and they do just fine. But still others are drawn to get back to things, take things back to where they were before. And by doing that, they have to revert to old ways in order to negate the conflict. So they basically fix the problem by eliminating the reason for it, but by doing that, they revert to an old version of their self and their relationship instead of progressing and evolving and moving forward. So what I'd like to suggest tonight is that there's another way, a fourth way to consider as to how you might deal with the people in your relation and your relationships in your life as you begin to make changes on this path to rediscovery. And like we've talked in the past about acknowledging the shadow parts of ourselves to learn the message that they carry, we can do the same thing in our relationships. But it takes a mind shift from seeing others as being here to meet our needs to seeing others as giving us what we need. And there's a big difference. When we see others as being here to meet our needs, we create expectations, demands, and only as long as those things are met can we truly be happy. But when we see others as giving us what we need, we accept them without judgment, no matter how the dynamics in the relationship might change. And we tune into what we can learn about ourselves through our interactions with the others. So do you see the difference? In one situation where we expect people to meet our needs, we are setting up these expectations and demands that as we change and evolve, we can't possibly keep up with, and relationships fall apart. But if we shift into seeing the other person as being able to give us what we need, whatever that might be, that's a never-ending process, and it can withstand any changes, either individually or together in a couple relationship. So the difference might seem subtle on paper, but it's a really profound way of changing your thinking. So this week, what I'd like you to do is to take a look at those people that you're in relation with in any kind of relationship and try to consciously ask yourself, what is this person giving me that I need? And how is it different from my expectation that they meet my needs? So what is this person giving me that I need? And how is it different from my expectation that they meet my needs? With practice, it becomes really easy. It's a huge step along your path of rediscovering who you really are, because when you start looking at people in the context of what they're giving you that you need, you get a lot of feedback about who you are. So scroll down either live or in the replay and let us know your thoughts. I don't see any comments coming in at this point, but you can do it here on Facebook Live. You can do it on the Facebook Live archive page. You can do it in the replays of this video, either on Facebook or at drmarkarcuri.com. There's a lot of support here from me and potentially 3,400 other people who follow us here on the Facebook page, and we're all here just for the asking. So think about that key question in your relationships in the coming week. As I change in my life, how could I look at these people and understand what it is that they're here to give me versus demanding that they give me certain things that I think I need? So go ahead, be sure to sign up for our December giveaway and tune in next Wednesday where our countdown to the holidays will continue, and we're going to talk about who your relatives really are. Blessings, gratitude. This is Dr. Mark tonight in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Can't wait to be back with you next week. And in the meantime, read your comments on your process. Thanks. Good night.